boxing analyst and a former fighter, who would you say is the harder fight for Boots? Is it Fundora or Virgil Ortiz?
They both tough.
Yeah.
They both tough. But for me, I say Virgil.
Really?
I say Virgil.
Pound-for-pound king Terence Crawford breaks down the ultimate boxing dream fight, analyzing how Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr. stack up in a collision of elite talent.
You know, he gonna be in your face. He gonna have his hands up. He gonna be jabbing you, you know, with a stiff jab and going to your body.
Adding to the discussion, boxing legend Roy Jones Jr. fires direct shots at Vergil Ortiz Jr., urging him to stop chasing other names because a clash with Jaron Boots Ennis is the fight that absolutely needs to happen.
You act like you was up for the challenge. Everybody knows that like Boots said, it's time for him. Everybody wants to see Boots against a real opponent. Virgil, you're peaked right now. You're the best option to make us, to let us figure out all the answers that we want to know about Boots Ennis. And you're gonna go say about Earl Spence and somebody else? We don't want to hear that. I definitely don't want to hear that. You told us on national TV after the fight that you wanted to do exactly what that man said. That man told you, well, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see you do nothing else right now. You can come back and go to Earl later. You can come back and go to Crawford later if Crawford chooses to do that. But what I want to see right now is the two best dream middleweights on the horizon fight. It's two undefeated guys who are equal.
Former world champion Shawn Porter also breaks down the tactical contrast between both fighters, highlighting how their speed and rhythm differ inside the ring. He emphasizes that while Vergil Ortiz Jr. has to be deliberate with his pacing, Jaron Boots Ennis flows effortlessly between power, speed, and stance switches.
It's a lot of speed coming at him.
Both ways.
It's both ways, but I think it's the speed, the way that Boots uses his speed is different from the way that Ortiz. I think Ortiz has to call on his speed. You know what I mean by that?
No.
So what I mean by call on his speed, like, you have guys who are just fluidly boom, 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 boom. And then you got other guys like Ortiz, fights with a lot of power, but now I got to pull back on his power and set you up with the speed, you know? Like, he has to be intentional and be selective with what he chooses to punch with. And on the other side, Boots is like water, man. He goes from the speed to the power. He goes from the left to the right.
The leverage.
He goes, he switch hits.
Shawn Porter highlights the fearless mindset both young stars bring into this potential matchup. He explains how Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s unrelenting youth and Jaron Boots Ennis' stubborn Philly confidence will collide to make an absolute classic.
I think he's gonna respect Boots Ennis, but he's still gonna be him. He's still dumb enough, stupid enough, young enough, immature enough to be him.
They're both,
not know no better.
And they're both are.
And then Boots, Boots is just hard-headed. Philly.
My shit work. My shit work. My shit work.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's gonna be a great fight.
Hall of Fame trainer Teddy Atlas breaks down why Jaron Boots Ennis poses such a dangerous threat in a potential showdown against Vergil Ortiz Jr. He points to Ennis' elite precision, shot selection, and overall versatility as the core weapons that could define this mega fight.
Ennis is the puncher, and he's a sharpshooter. He's an accurate puncher. He's a guy that'll go to the body, go to the head. He'll fight inside, outside. He'll box if he has to, set traps if he has to, walk forward, engage if he has to, or if he wants to. But he is an accurate, sharpshooting puncher that doesn't waste much and places shots to the right spots.
Continuing that point, Teddy Atlas outlines the crucial tactical game plan Jaron Boots Ennis must execute to overcome Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s relentless style. He emphasizes that establishing a dominant jab and attacking Ortiz's body will be essential to controlling the distance and taking the air out of his opponent.
The jab, if you're going to be the guy who the burden's going to be to kind of make the fight, press the fight, you're going to need the jab to do that so the guy don't pot shot you. So he doesn't control the outside. So he don't dominate you with that stick, you know, as Ali would say back in the day. He's gonna have to go to the body. He being Ennis, he's gonna have to go to the body, take the air out of the wheels. Because I'll say it again, The key components are the jab.
Looking at it differently, 4-division world champion Mikey Garcia favors Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s fight-altering power over Jaron Boots Ennis' slick athleticism in a potential showdown. While acknowledging Ennis' elite skill set, Garcia emphasizes that Ortiz possesses a dangerous, game-changing strength that will ultimately prove to be the deciding factor.
I think Virgil's power will be the difference. Boots has really good skills, can't deny that. Very, very talented fighter. But the power is very, very different. Once you're in the ring, he's strong, bro. You've seen him in his last few fights. And the power is it's impressive. Boots gets caught with one or two of those shots and it's gonna hurt him. I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight though. I think Boots he's got the skills to be, very, very good and competitive and have some really good rounds, but I think Virgil's power will be the difference. He's too big, too strong.
Mikey Garcia shuts down the narrative that Vergil Ortiz Jr. relies purely on brawling, praising his underrated ring IQ against a versatile threat like Jaron Boots Ennis. He highlights Ortiz's ability to think on his feet, control range with a sharp jab, and adapt his style whenever a fight demands strategy over brute force.
See, well, even when he fought, I think it was Muddermom, he was fighting, trying to stop him. He kept fighting war, toe-to-toe. But then, I think it was like the last few rounds of the fight, he started the box. He started showing more jab, a little more leg movement, because he realized, there's no point in trying to stop this guy. He's, I already won the fight pretty much. Let's just stand on the outside. And he did. He boxed very well. He can do a lot more stuff than people think.
Turning to another viewpoint, former world champion Sergio Mora points out how Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s 9-month promotional layoff killed the momentum for an immediate showdown against Jaron Boots Ennis. He argues that because boxing fans move on quickly, Ortiz now needs a tune-up fight to rebuild the hype before this mega fight can happen.
Well, look, I'm glad he's back, but it took 9 months of a year that he hasn't fought in. 2026 should have been the year that set up this fight red hot. After he knocked out Lubin and Ennis looked great himself, it should have been there. It would have sold itself. But now 9 months separated us because of this legal dispute. 9 months is a long time, Annex. People forget quick. You got to remember, we're in the short-term business. Everything's red hot. Everything's social media. Everything's this. Now, people need to be reminded, and we're not reminded because 9 months had to pass. A damn baby could have been born in 9 months. It's a lifetime, Mannix, especially in boxing. So Virgil needs to remind people again, and guess what that means? He's gonna have to fight one more fight before we get the Boots fight. This is what this hiatus, this legal hiatus caused. And this is why boxing can never really strike when the iron is hot.
Expanding on that, Sergio Mora explains that Jaron Boots Ennis currently holds the upper hand in public perception following his recent dominant victory. He notes that taking another tune-up fight and scoring a big stoppage gives Vergil Ortiz Jr. the perfect chance to balance out the hype and build maximum leverage for a clash with Ennis.
And it's an opportunity to get an upper hand on Boots, because Boots is the one that's white hot. All right, he's the one that people remember from that Zayas victory. It was all over the media, the talk shows, and all that. So Boots has an advantage over Virgil right now. But if Virgil comes back and knocks some, B-, C+ type guy, then you can even out the playing field.
Meanwhile, renowned trainer Robert Garcia backs his fighter's explosive strength, predicting that Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s crushing power at 154 pounds will end Jaron Boots Ennis' night inside the distance. He believes once Ortiz lands his trademark combinations, Ennis won't be able to survive the onslaught.
100% agree with Virgil. I think if Virgil is able to, fight Boots and we were able to get those punches, I think it's over. I think Virgil is not going to hold back. Virgil has great, insane power at 154. So I think Virgil will finish him.
At the same time, Robert Garcia firmly dismisses any claims that Vergil Ortiz Jr. needs a tune-up bout, insisting they are ready to jump straight into a showdown with Jaron Boots Ennis. He pushes back on promoter Eddie Hearn's narrative, making it clear that their side isn't looking for any delays or warm-up fights.
No problem. We would do it. Look, I know Eddie mentioned something about maybe Virgil needs or is going to want a comeback fight? No, that's not the case. Maybe that's what he wants for Boots. Maybe that's why he's trying to push that on us to try to get Boots something else before that. But no, we'll go straight into that fight.
Offering his assessment, former world champion Chris Algieri assesses Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s proven world-class credentials, highlighting that his past battles show he is ready for elite threats like Jaron Boots Ennis. However, Algieri warns that Ortiz's recent inactivity could prove dangerous against a talent capable of beating anyone on any given night.
Vergil, the inactivity really worries me because you got sharks circling. And Jaron, with the level of talent he has, he can beat anybody on any given night. So, yeah, it's a really interesting time. I think him not being a champion has nothing to do with him. He's been willing to fight all the guys. He's got good, solid wins on his record. He's fought really tough guys. The Madrimov fight was extremely impressive. He's the Bohochuk win, which a knockdown, drag-out fight himself. So he's been tested. He's been in tough. We've seen him deal with resistance. So I can't call him a prospect. Just because he doesn't have a title doesn't mean, he's world class.
On the other hand, Chris Algieri declines to pick a clear favorite between Jaron Boots Ennis and Vergil Ortiz Jr., describing a division so stacked that nobody will remain undefeated once they all fight. He breaks down the clash as a classic stylistic showdown between Ennis's fluid switch-hitting brilliance and Ortiz's relentless two-fisted destruction.
Can't do it. Can't do it. Because it's one of those fights, it's one of those divisions where, again, if they all fight each other, I don't think anybody stays undefeated. So even trying to rank people, just because they're all so different. You got Boots, who's a fluid, side-switching, counter-punching, killer puncher. You got Vergil, who's a two-fisted destroyer, comes to get you.
Tim Bradley and the ITR panel debate how Jaron Boots Ennis adapts to power, arguing that Ennis relies on reading his opponent's punch force before unleashing his elite skill set. They contend that while Ennis took risks against lesser punchers, stepping in with a dangerous striker like Vergil Ortiz Jr. will force him to elevate his game and completely dismantle Ortiz.
You see him step into a ring with Ortiz. We may see a completely different guy, especially if he gets touched.
Man, he gonna cook Ortiz.
Oh,
he gonna cook Ortiz just like he just got done cooking Zayas. Look, man.
But that was expected, though.
Listen to me.
You're talking about Zayas, a guy that isn't known for his punching power at all. That was
or his speed,
or
really his skills. He checks boxes at a decent level, but not at an elite level.
Yes. But the thing is that he didn't feel the pop. You got to understand that about Boots. Boots is willing to take yours to get his, and it's a trap. Right? A lot of his flaws, but I'm just telling you that I know it's not always a good thing, but it works for him. And I think that he fights off of feeling. That's what it is. It's feeling. You understand that, right?
Keeping the debate going, the analysts clash over Jaron Boots Ennis's stubborn Philly tendency to stand in the pocket and trade blows when hit. While some warn that exchanging with Vergil Ortiz Jr. could spell disaster, Bradley counters that Ennis's ring instincts and ability to recover mid-fight will keep him ahead against top-tier power.
That right?
But another thing that I didn't like as well, once he got touched, he didn't switch his game up at all. He just stood right in the pocket and did what
Philly fighters do. He didn't need to in the end, though, Andre.
He knocked him out. Philly fighters do, stay in the pocket and just bang it out. He can get in big trouble fighting a guy like Ortiz.
You got too much Philly in him, Tim.
Too much Philly in him, Tim, I'm telling you.
Listen to me. He fights off of feeling, man, what I'm talking about. So if he don't feel you got any punch, guess what? He's willing to stand there and exchange with you. He's standing there.
He literally got hurt.
That's fine.
He got hurt.
That's fine.
So he knew that he had
But did you see But did you see the reaction that he made?
Yes.
He stuck. He tied him up. He bought himself some time, and then what did he do? He came back and blitzed him with combinations.
Yes, but he can't do that with everybody.
He won't do that with everybody.
I don't know. That might be him because, like I said, he's a Philly fighter. He loves to fight. And
but did you see that? No, but did you see that in the Stanionis fight? No, he didn't. He started using movement early on, using his jab, pot shot from the outside.
What about what Tim is saying about?
From another analytical angle, Max Kellerman points to physical advantages and defensive skills, explaining why traditional boxing logic favors Jaron Boots Ennis over Vergil Ortiz Jr. However, he emphasizes that actually stepping into the ring and dominating a powerhouse like Ortiz is a completely different challenge.
I think the taller, longer fighter with the better defense should be favored, and that's Boots, right? Because generally, that guy wins those fights. But it's a different thing than actually going out and beating Vergil Ortiz and doing it in style. If he
especially
fights,
in that type of manner.
Similarly, Mike Coppinger views this elite matchup as a pure 50-50 toss-up, highlighting Vergil Ortiz Jr.'s superior resume against high-level opponents. He stresses that Ortiz's proven grit and ability to overcome adversity give him a critical edge over Jaron Boots Ennis.
I think this is a genuine coin flip fight. I really do. And I think we have to remember that Virgil Ortiz has fought the much better competition.
That's true.
He beat Israel Madrimov, very quality win. Madrimov gave Crawford all he could handle. And that was a fight where Virgil Ortiz had to come back from down on the card. So he showed real heart, real character.
Adding another comparison, Gabe Rosado likens Jaron Boots Ennis versus Vergil Ortiz Jr. to modern-day Sugar Ray Leonard against Thomas Hearns, calling it a legendary clash of this era. He highlights Ennis's complete arsenal, blending elite speed, power, and seamless stance switches as the dynamic core of this mega fight.
I love the fight between him and Virgil. I think that's a top-notch fight right there. That's Sugar Ray Duran right there. You know what I mean? Of this era. So I love that fight. And I think Boots, you know, he got the speed, he got the power. He has the ability to switch orthodox and southpaw. So he has a lot of tools in his arsenal, man. So
continuing his breakdown, Gabe Rosado breaks down Jaron Boots Ennis's warrior mentality, explaining how his refusal to fight defensively opens up dangerous opportunities for a knockout artist like Vergil Ortiz Jr. He points out that Ennis's eagerness to stand in the pocket and trade blows could be both his greatest weapon and his biggest risk.
His greatest asset is that he could box you and it'd be a boring match, but that's not him. He like to walk you down, so he can give an opponent an opportunity to catch him. So like, let's say a guy like Virgil Ortiz, who's a big puncher, strong guy, you know, he's going to give Virgil opportunities where Virgil can land his shots, because Boots ain't the type of guy that's going to run all day. He's not a boring fighter. He's a fighter. He's going to sit in the pocket with you and he's going to bang. So that's his style, man. So it could work against him or it could just work for him. But I love it. I love his style.
Offering a contrasting opinion, Erickson Lubin downplays Jaron Boots Ennis's recent quick stoppage, arguing that beating a low-level opponent does nothing to prove his status at the elite level. He stresses that while Ennis is undeniably talented, blowing through inexperienced competition doesn't demonstrate how he would fare against top-tier contenders like Vergil Ortiz Jr.
Boots is a great fighter, don't get me wrong, he's a great fighter, but, you know, that'll be doing him more of a favor. He just went out there on Saturday and fought a guy like Usman Lima. You know, we never heard of that dude.
We don't know.
we don't know that dude. And, you know, the fact that he knocked out a guy with 14 fights in the first round is impressive to the fans. And that's what gets me. It's like, what? Like, Boots could really fight. Like, yeah, he gonna do that to somebody with just 14 fights. Somebody who already took a L. Somebody who lost to a guy that's like not even on the level of Boots. He lost to the guy McKenna, who's a great fighter. He could fight, but there's levels to this game, you know. And
similarly, Keith Thurman acknowledges Jaron Boots Ennis's explosive speed and athleticism at 154 pounds, but cautions him against claiming the crown off a single early knockout. He emphasizes that the super welterweight division is stacked with top-tier talent, demanding Ennis prove his worth against a truly established contender.
He is a good finisher, you know, if he can get you in that danger zone, you know. He's fast, he's athletic. But yeah, I mean, he's definitely looking strong at 54, and he's definitely going to be a threat for anybody. You know, there's a lot more talent at 154 before you want to crown yourself king with one, you know, first round knockout with a hand-picked opponent. You know, there's some good talent at 154. So, you know, you handle the business up against a more solid opponent.
Meanwhile, Greg Hackett suggests that Vergil Ortiz Jr. needs a matchup with Jaron Boots Ennis to boost his star power and commercial appeal as a top attraction. He warns that the longer Ortiz waits, the more dangerous Ennis becomes as he fully settles into his frame at 154 pounds.
But Vergil is a heavy name, but I don't think he's a big ticket seller. So he actually needs this fight. The more Boots get comfortable and realizing like, oh, I'm really a 54 pounder now. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get worse. It's Only get worse.
Ultimately, while Jaron Boots Ennis brings unmatched athleticism and flair, critics and fighters alike agree that step-up fights against elite competition are what truly prove a champion. Has Ennis built enough momentum to handle a proven power puncher like Vergil Ortiz Jr., or will Ortiz's tested grit settle the score? Who do you have winning this showdown? And does Boots need one more big test at 154 first? Drop your predictions and thoughts in the comments below.